welcome to WEBN's Inside the Grapefruit League 2011. I'm Nick Coy.
And I'm Samantha Russo. We're here at McKechnie Field, the Pittsburgh Pirates' home away from home. This week, the WEBN sports crew traveled throughout Florida to bring you an inside look at what happens at Major League Baseball's spring training.
Over the next half hour, we'll get you up to speed on the league's most recognizable faces.
And we'll also introduce you to some young, up-and-coming players trying to break into the majors.
And finally, we'll give you a look at all the little things that make spring training such a success.
But first, let's talk Red Sox.
Fans in Boston couldn't be happier with decisions the Red Sox made this offseason. Our Ben Barker caught up with the team in Fort Myers to find out how two of the newest additions are fitting in.
The Boston Red Sox have reloaded. This year, Boston's team will have a new look with two former division rivals in the fold. Former Tampa Bay left fielder Carl Crawford is adjusting to his new home with the Red Sox.
I don't know, really. It's all baseball, probably just moving to a new city, stuff like that. Pretty much the baseball stuff is the same, but, just moving and learning a new area.
Crawford will bring speed to the Boston lineup. Last season, he led the Rays with 47 stolen bases. In Boston, Crawford will team up with Jacoby Ellsbury to create one of the best speed tandems in the league.
It's gonna be cool because he can steal 50+ bases. I've done it before, and just to be able to give pitchers, the opposing pitchers, problems, it's definitely a plus for us. So I'm looking forward to running with him and seeing if we can shake up some things.
Crawford isn't the only former Ray joining the Red Sox. Dan Wheeler was one of Tampa Bay's best relief pitchers. This season, Wheeler will be in Boston's bullpen. His adjustment has been easy.
I don't think it's going to be that hard. I know what Boston, is and what it's about. I know they're very passionate about baseball up there. Growing up in Rhode Island, I got a feel for that. So I'm definitely excited about that.
While Carl Crawford's impact is obvious to most fans, Dan Wheeler may be just as valuable. The Boston bullpen struggled heavily in 2010, and the Red Sox hope Wheeler's arm will help in the late innings.
The one thing that I want to do is I just want to be ready to pitch whenever Tito wants me to, and I think that's the most important thing. So whenever he calls upon me is when I'm going to be ready to go.
With opening day just around the corner, Red Sox fans can't wait to see the newest additions in action. For WEBN Sports, I'm Ben Barker.
Crawford and Wheeler weren't the only big additions for Boston this offseason. The Red Sox also acquired slugger Adrian Gonzalez and former White Sox closer Bobby Jenks.
But the Red Sox aren't all about the superstars. Developing younger players is also a priority.
Highly touted prospects Lars Anderson and Ryan Kalish spoke with our Geraldine Novia about their future in Boston.
Ryan Kalish and Lars Anderson are hoping to return to the big leagues. At the end of last season, they made their major league debut for the Boston Red Sox. This spring training, both players are working hard to earn a spot on the team.
Just keep getting better and be ready to play because you never know when they might call on us. There's a ton of guys in there that are waiting for the opportunity. So hopefully, like I said, I'll be ready to go if they call on me.
His name might not be on the opening day roster, but first baseman Lars Anderson still has high expectations for the upcoming season.
Have a lot of fun and do epic things, I suppose.
Anderson and Kalish have more in common than just their team jerseys. They're also roommates at spring training. And although they are competing for a place on the team, Anderson is well aware of Kalish's potential.
An incredible talent, bordering on recklessness. The guy is like Pete Rose with no hair or something, plays in the outfield. The guy is like, he'll go after anything, he'll run into anything, he'll run over anything. It's like a man on a mission. It's crazy. I love him. My best friend.
Veteran Mike Cameron has high hopes for Kalish. He is confident that help from the coaching staff and input from experienced players will give him a head start for the regular season.
He's improved tremendously. He's had great coaches, and I just try to assist with some of the things I've learned in the field of play to help him out, make the game easier.
It's hard to find holes in the Red Sox lineup, but these two prospects are looking to break in the near future. In Fort Myers, Florida, I'm Geraldine Novia.
Red Sox right fielder J.D. Drew is in the final year of his contract, so next season Kalish has a good chance of earning himself a spot next to Pesky's Paul.
Former Red Sox center fielder Johnny David knows what it takes to build a World Series team.
And he thinks that Tampa Bay has the pieces necessary to bring home a championship.
We know the American League East is the toughest division out there, but we have a good team. The Rays are defending their American League East championship this year. You know, a lot of subtractions and some additions. So hopefully the additions can help put this team over the top.
Damon hopes to provide leadership for the young Rays. Tampa Bay brought in another former Red Sox player, Manny Ramirez, to replace slugger Carlos Pena, who signed with the Chicago Cubs.
Pena wasn't the only Ray to go to the Cubs. Starting pitcher Matt Garza was traded to Chicago for a few prospects.
And former Cy Young Award winner Cliff Lee also found a new team. The Philadelphia Phillies signed Lee to a 5-year deal this offseason.
WEBN reporter Greg Baroud witnessed one of the league's best rotations in action.
4 aces have given the Phillies a winning hand. On paper, Philadelphia has put together one of the best pitching rotations in decades, and that has manager Charlie Manuel excited.
I look at our pitching staff. We're going to send a guy out there every day, all 5 days. He's very capable of pitching a shutout.
Last year, Roy Halladay threw a perfect game. Then he followed that up with a second postseason no-hitter in history. 3 years ago, Cole Hamels won a World Series ring. And that same year, Cliff Lee won the AL Cy Young Award. Now, they share the same clubhouse.
I've covered baseball a while. I don't really recall, in my experience, a team that could run out an ace-type starter 4 times through the rotation.
The 4th ace is Roy Oswalt. 6 years ago, he was also in the World Series. Oswalt doesn't think the hype adds any pressure to perform. However, he says it's all talk until the Phillies take the field.
You can have the best, team on paper, but if you don't go out there and play, you're not going to win. So hopefully everyone stays healthy and we got a team to get back in the playoffs.
Catcher Eric Kratz has seen the pitchers up close. He says the offense will benefit from their work as well.
Just because you have that confidence that this guy's probably not going to give up very many runs for you today. And there's no panic. There's no panic for the whole team at the plate, and then that just carries over and everything just kind of snowballs.